Among the places in Boston with spring cleanup scheduled for Saturday is the business center around Grove Hall. To tell us what's planned for the Love Your Block event, our guests from two of the participants, the executive director of Greater Grove Hall Main Streets, Ed Gaskin, and from Zoo New England, Cindy Mead. Thank you both for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with Cindy Mead because people always think of the zoo, Franklin Park, and Grove Hall as separate worlds, but you're the same neighborhood, really, right?
We are. We've been a part of the neighborhood for over 100 years, and we're proud to be in Dorchester, and we're proud to be in Grove Hall. So when we were invited to participate, we jumped at the opportunity.
Yeah, some of the, I guess the activity has really already started there. Would tell people what's been happening around the Grove Hall area just this week.
Well, so today, for instance, with the help of Zoo New England, we did the mulching of the tree pits in the area. So it's an interesting project. One of the things is typically they do lots of cleanups, picking up trash off of lots or streets or sidewalks, whatever. But what we wanted to do is sometimes when you do those projects, a day or two or a week or two later, you can't ever tell that anybody was ever there. So we wanted to do something that was more permanent that people would be able to see for the whole season, that it made a difference. And John Linehan, who's the president of the zoo, said he would like to do something to help beautify the community. We wanted to do this particular project because officially the actual trees and the tree pits and mulching is the responsibility of the store owner or the business owner, and so the city's not responsible. And so therefore, if it's neglected or needs work, nobody actually does anything. So here was an opportunity for us to do something that was going to help the entire community, all the businesses and everybody else, and of course all the residents and pedestrians.
So yeah, I guess one of the other things that you want to improve the curb appeal, but you just got this whole resource there with the parks surrounding the zoo. Talk about how you use that as a strategy to engage people.
Absolutely. I mean, Franklin Park is beautiful. It's a wonderful oasis in the middle of the city. So certainly the more we keep care of it, the more we attract people to it. And certainly, the zoo, the golf course, trying to bring people in just to see how great it is. And so by taking care of the curbs around all of our institutions and certainly stretching down to Main Streets, Grove Hall, it just makes sense.
Yeah, so what exactly is going to be happening? Let's say, talk about the Grove Hall Business Center itself on Saturday. What have you got planned?
So individual businesses will do something. So again, every business, in theory, should be responsible for cleaning up their own area. And so just like in the winter, you're responsible for the snow removal. It's the same thing in the summer. So sweeping in front of your store, getting the trash out of the gutter, picking stuff up, and then doing anything else, planting flowers, anything that's in that general area.
And anything else that you can talk about what's going to be happening this weekend, Cindy? Because the cleanup is one thing, but you've got some events at the zoo too, right?
We do. We are celebrating Endangered Species Day, which is near and dear to our hearts. It's part of our mission. And so we're bringing in some costumed superheroes for the children to enjoy and really learn to be a superhero for conservation.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'd also like to say that as part of being in the community, we do offer a number of ways in which we can ensure that access is not an issue. Financial issues doesn't prevent access. So if you don't mind, I'd like to share that we have a EBT program where anybody who has an EBT card can come to the zoo for $3, and they can bring up to 4 people with them, each paying $3. So we're trying very hard to ensure that there's no financial barrier between the zoo. And we do also celebrate some free days. We're part of the Highland Street Foundation Free Fun Friday, and we have a free day on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and then we have some other opportunities. And we work with community groups if they need some passes. We have a community pass program and an organizational pass. So we really want the members of our community to come to the zoo.
I was just going to say we also work with the zoo because they besides doing those things to bring people, they also come out and they also come out to the community. They have the animals that they take to some of the schools. They did the Art Week event. And last Christmas, we did an event at Prince Hall, which had like 300 kids there, which was great. And they did arts and crafts and made a little reindeer and all kinds of stuff like that. So they are coming out in the community as we're trying to make things to bring people into the zoo as well.
It also occurs to me, you're trying to clear barriers. You get different elements combining in a different way. You got people from the zoo, you got people from the businesses, and people who live in these different neighborhoods, whether it's Roxbury or Jamaica Plain or Dorchester. Talk about that whole mix that's going to be going on in the cleanup here.
Well, again, each one they're very localized. So if you look at the types of projects, some people are doing community gardens. Some people are doing like trash things from empty lots. So it's literally it's like very specific neighborhood groups or businesses trying to figure out a specific project they want to work on. Because it's only for like 3 hours at a time.
So, but many of our employees live in the surrounding community. And so I happen to know that one in particular was very excited about being able to go out and participate in this cleanup. So, because it's his neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. So the zoo had a dozen people that came out to do this particular project, and one of the people, I guess, was from Stoneham, and they thought she came from the Stoneham Zoo because people really wanted to be involved in this kind of a project.
Because the other thing I think, Ed, is that the zoo is a great resource for the neighborhood and the economy of that neighborhood. What do you see in the future?
Well, so the challenge, and that's actually when they did Imagine Boston 2030, that's one of the challenges. So what John, again, the president of the zoo, will say is he might have people who will drive from Maine to go to the zoo and then get in their car and drive back. So it doesn't actually affect the local economy. So one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to figure out how can we have a better integration so that the people who come to the zoo, whether it's the zoo, the park, or the golf course, actually help the neighboring businesses. And right now, we don't. It's not as seamless as it should be, or as seamless as with those kind of facilities in other cities.
And finally, Cindy, we should mention if people want some more information about things coming up at the zoo, you've got a website they can go to?
Absolutely, zoonewengland.org, and we have both daytime and evening events for those who are 21 plus.
And yet, a few more details about helping out on Saturday and about your Grove Hall check out?
I would say, again, because it's a citywide effort, go to any of the main streets, of the 20 main streets, look at their websites and see what events that they have. And you could also call 311 and ask them if there's something in their neighborhood that they want to be part of. Because the Love Your Block, most of the people registered, and so the city has a registration of all the different activities across the city because it's a citywide effort.
Thank you both very much. Ed Gaskin from Greater Grove Hall Main Streets and Cindy Mead from Zoo New England.